Campbell.
Woo!
Welcome. Charlie Aki's manager, is that correct?
Treasurer.
Treasurer, is that your official title?
Just the money man.
Just the money man, yeah.
After
How much money have you taken out of the club?
Just a couple of nights out, nothing
That's fine, I'll bleep
extravagant.
that, it's fine. Right, we're all good. So yeah, welcome. Grant is one of my oldest and dearest friends, and that's why we've got the not as quite oldest and dearest friends being sacrificed to film this one. Because he doesn't want to be in a video associated with Dundee United.
Jealousy is a bad thing, like.
I mean,
It's a shame I can't speak that much, eh?
They don't want to actually do it.
No, not as of yet.
I mean, I thought, like we said, we're doing this wee sort of mini pre-season series, as I was telling you about, and I thought it'd be quite cool to do them outside stadiums and that. Then I remembered, this new track that we've got, it's quite cool.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things of beauty over here. Across the road, you must have been struggling a wee bit to find anything.
Do they remember what anyone looked like back in 1910 when they last won the cup?
No, I
Is
don't
that why
know.
there's not a statue?
No, I think they were still building the Titanic back then.
Yeah.
So.
It's probably a good thing we can't see his face behind that iPad because he's probably a bit angry.
It's a bit red. You can see a wee bit.
Yeah. Should we actually start talking about Dundee United then?
Go for it.
There's been a lot going on, isn't there?
It's,
Mr. Coates.
Yeah, it's not been a quiet pre-season again.
Yeah. So what, like, again, I was talking to Ali and Mark about this. Thoughts on last season in general before we get into like the pre-season period and this season's thoughts and that. What did you think about it? Because a lot of United fans were split on him anyway.
The football wasn't great to watch, but you can't argue with the
He
end
got you your
result.
best finish in what, 10 years?
Yeah,
If not more, if not longer than that?
Best since 2010.
Since
so,
like Levine and Houston days, yeah.
Yeah.
McNamara got you probably top 6.
No, I think Houston.
Yeah,
Houston was
yeah.
the last one. But yeah, the football wasn't great to watch, but end of the day, got the results, got in 4th place. People will say that it's maybe slightly tainted because we had such a poor Aberdeen and Hibs,
Yeah.
who were guaranteed, people thought, to be top
You
six.
can only play what's in front of you, right?
That's true.
So why didn't you connect then? Is it just football? Just like United are wanting a team that plays good football, essentially? Is that what it was?
Yeah, but we've not had good football for 4 years. Even before him, Melvin wasn't great, Robbie Nielsen, he had periods that wasn't great.
But you got the job done, didn't you?
Yeah,
That's the thing.
the last 4 years it's been improvement year on year.
I think that's the mistake Aberdeen made when they kind of say it, because they eventually got bored of maybe not playing as well as they used to. But my argument was, and I spoke to this with Rick on about end of season podcast, big Aberdeen fan, he was still getting the results though. He maybe didn't have the players to play that, but he could still be getting results.
Every year they lost one of their best players pretty much every summer for 4 or 5 years, and they were still top 3. So,
and that was a similar thing why I didn't get why a lot of United fans didn't connect with Coates. I mean, yeah, maybe he's not playing when the great football of like when Stuart Armstrong was here, or back when like you had like Craig Conway winning Scottish Cups and that, like exciting wingers and things. But you know, winning games, winning football matches.
that's it. And
But his heart's in Budapest now.
yes, I didn't want him to leave. I would have liked a bit of continuity because I mean that's 3 years in a row we've lost one manager now in the summer, and
Yeah.
you're going to have to do a full rebuild, sort of year on year. And now he's away. I mean, I'm happy with Jack Ross.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as he was leaving, he was the best man for me to replace him.
Do you know who really wanted Jack Ross as his manager?
Is it Mark?
Mark, yeah.
Gee, apparently he's not a very good manager now, I imagine.
I hear all the stories about how apparently he couldn't come up to Dundee and be Dundee manager because like his wife didn't want to move up north again and all that. And all right, okay.
Right,
No
okay.
worries.
What do you want to do?
Well, we've got that. We'll go back and continue doing that. Got chucked at your bloody stadium.
Slightly.
That didn't happen at Dens, did it, Mark?
Nah, I didn't.
What offer? But no, we're getting chucked at Tardis.
It's not as nice a scenery at this side, but we'll deal with it.
You were like sort of the English there defending the statues. I think they thought we were going to do something.
Maybe.
But we've got the Carling stand now, so it's fine.
Oh, a nice stand that epitomises Brexit.
Yeah. So we were talking about Jack Ross and how sadly Mark's not getting him over there because apparently Jack Ross, from stories I was hearing, and they were probably bullshit, but I'm going to choose to believe that they're true.
He's a Dundee fan.
Apparently there was rumours saying like, oh, I can't come up and take this job because my wife's not wanting to like move to that bit of Scotland or whatever. Or she's not wanting me to go up there on my own and be away from the family or something like that. There was some kind of weird excuse why, and then obviously like 3 weeks later he's here.
He's 200 yards closer to the Riviera.
That's true, yeah,
I suppose,
that's it,
up
yeah.
here. But,
You'll be happy with him then? Because
yeah,
I think...
Yeah, more than happy. I mean, I think he's had a hard time because of partly what happened at Sunderland and partly what happened at Hibs, but he had a solid year at Hibs. He was solid at St Mirren, done well with Alloa.
I think he's a very unlucky manager St Mirren, he got promoted with St Mirren, didn't he? He was manager then. He went to Sunderland and got into a playoff final, lost. That can happen.
Yep.
There's a lot of Sunderland managers since they've been down in League One that did a lot worse than he did. He then comes back up the road to Hibs and gets them solidly in mid-table, and then gets them to a cup final, and then gets sacked. I said this a few times, without wanting to sound like the arrogant Celtic fan in my Emerald Tower. Is that not quite? Has it for Hibs been in that time of the season, especially being sort of maybe not being playing brilliantly, but you're in mid-table, you're comfortable, you're having a no bad season, and you're in a cup final.
He took them to a cup final last year as well. He beat United in the semi-final.
I thought he got a very raw deal at Hibs.
He did. And
not as much of a raw deal as Maloney got.
No. Not a job you really want, I don't think, Hibs.
Poison chalice, I think.
Yeah, they're quite quick fire and getting rid of managers.
But I think Hibs' loss is definitely Dundee United's game.
Yeah, definitely. As soon as Coates was leaving, he was the man that everyone wanted, as far as I could see. Just need to hope that the club come back on the transfer market.
Has he been linked to anyone yet? Like any former players or anything like that? I was saying this about Mark and Moya. Has there been anyone who's like notoriously linked to him? Because again, the example I used with Rodgers came to Celtic. You think, right, ex-Rodgers players, you think guys like Derini, and then Sinclair was the one that did come. So is there anyone that's naturally going to be linked to that?
Paul McGinn was rumoured.
He's gone already.
He's went to Motherwell.
Boyle, maybe? Would Boyle maybe go? But again, he's been linked to getting back to Hibs.
I think if Boyle was coming back, since he played across the road as well, I think he would go to Hibs. There's been a few names mentioned from when he was at St Mirren.
Get Lewis Morgan back. Trade in Miami. Miami! Fuck this.
Good deal to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been a few Hibs boys as well mentioned. Gogic has been really heavily linked. I would like him because it looks like Butcher's away. He's not in any of the pre-season videos, so
he would not be a loss.
No.
In my opinion, he's a thug in the jersey though.
He's
not even good at it either.
He has his periods, like that period where he got the suspension against Celtic and then he punched the Aberdeen boy. It's childish for someone
I think he's watched a lot of Vinnie Jones films.
Who's quite a senior pro, quite a senior pro. Childish things to get bans for. But yeah, I think Gogic would be an upgrade. I think he's a better ball carrier than Butcher, and he's still got that bite.
He's been captain up for Cyprus, isn't he? So I'm pretty
sure.
He's
got quite a
lot.
lot.
I mean, he'd be bringing a bit of
Cyprus.
International experience, like obviously not at the highest level in the world, but he's still playing against good teams.
Exactly.
Hearts has re-signed as well. We were talking about that today as we film this.
It's only a year deal, but
Hulk Hogan's staying, so you're happy.
We were looking to be a bit light in midfield, so I think that's really where we need to strikers, midfielders, maybe a defender, everywhere. We need to sign a new player everywhere, apart from right back.
What is the Levitt situation? Because I'm hearing that you're back in talks with him.
That's what I've heard as well.
Because the rumour was apparently he was maybe going to go to Derby, but since Rooney's requested to leave there, I think the kind of love affair with that is gone. Because obviously, it was probably a bit like when Gerrard was at Rangers and now he's at Aston Villa. He's always going to have that pulling power, especially for like young kids from down south. I know he's Welsh, but you know what I mean. Like from that area of the world, he's got guys like Wayne Rooney or Lampard at Everton will kind of have that power because a lot of kids who are like, obviously, well, we're quite old now, but even younger kids than us, they know that, oh yeah, these are like recent heroes, so they want to go and want to play for them. So I think him leaving Derby might end up being good for United, hopefully.
Yeah, I think as well, he's been in the Wales squad pretty much consistently the whole time he was with United.
He got a cap against Poland, I think,
when
we played them recently. I think I saw him, I was watching the highlights and I was like,
yeah.
We won.
Yeah, he's been in every Wales squad, I think, since he's been at United, and I think, no disrespect to Derby, he's got a lot more chance getting in a Wales squad than being in the SPL than in League One, I think.
And not just the SPL, it's a good segue.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about that? Because you think you find out your opponent in like 2 weeks, I think it is?
I'll be massively surprised if we're in Europe after the 11th of August.
I think you'll get knocked out in the first round.
We could get a good draw. I mean, if you look at Motherwell, I know they were the round before, but they got Balatal now.
Can you get an Irish team?
I think we could get an Irish team. There's 10 teams from the second round that come through that are seeded. So, but having a look at a lot of the seeded names, there's big names in there. Anderlecht. There's a few teams from Portugal.
If you're going to get somebody like that, you probably want just at least a good away day.
Yeah.
You don't want to end up in like bloody, I don't know, Kazakhstan or something.
No. No, a wee trip to Belgium or even, I mean, Scandinavia is a bit expensive, I think, but a Up to there.
Wee Dutch team would be nice.
I think there is a Dutch team. I think maybe Alkmaar you can get. So
Just for like the windmills and clogs and stuff, nothing to do with other things
no,
you can do in Holland. Just the
tulips.
culture, yeah. Tulips, yeah, that's a good one. Canals,
dikes, stuff like that. Yeah.
love a dike. And on that note,